Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of City Skylines 2. Today we are here on the Bridges and Ports DLC. All this stuff that's going on over here, please just ignore it. We got garbage piling up in places that garbage shouldn't even be piling up. It's right down the road. There's a lot of things that this Bridges and Ports DLC has changed, and it's sort of, I guess, messed up my game. I mean, the DLC itself is great. Putting this little port together, we've had a lot of transporting and stuff come in and out. There's different unlockable progression levels that you can go through by getting transported goods or placing down certain things, such as like having an extra harbor or something like that. So you go through, you get the transported goods, you can build this. This would, like, this stuff plops down very great. It's very easy to use. It's its own road system that you can go ahead and put key walls on. The key walls work great. I wish they sort of self-leveled still, but because I had an issue here where this dipped down and it's a little wonky, but it works. It definitely works, and I very much enjoy it. I like the way that we were able to route this together. This is one of the bridges that came with the DLC, where it's the double level stacked. So we got the road up top and we got the train underneath. So that's something that works well with as well. I don't know if there's a cleaner way to attach this sort of stuff in, but you sort of have to go at it wide to come in tight, because if you don't, there's no way for you to get the train line in here. If these two were built together, these posts would be too close. So this is sort of like the cleanest way that I was able to do it. The other way that I had was this over here, which this truly doesn't even work, and I feel like that's something that we need to switch, because that wouldn't work. But then I have a lot of issues here where I'm going through and there's this new thing of clearance too low, and there's no way to stop that from being a thing. So like if I bulldoze this and I try to bulldoze that, or like I can't bulldoze this, and if I try to bulldoze this, this doesn't work. And it's kind of weird. But like if I got rid of that, does that allow me to delete this? That does. So it's this ship line that's coming through right here. But this bridge allowed me to build this bridge where it allowed me to build it. So I think that that's sort of on the game itself, because why would it let me build this sort of stuff if it wasn't going to work? So if we came back over here, we allowed ourselves to attach in our highway segment as such, we would see that we have to come out of here and instantly turn almost directly to the right with our train line. So let's grab our train line here, and this would go to here, and it would be like right there where it would go to. And then from here, I would go ground level. And then we'll delete this up here because it's not really needed. And we would delete that as well because that doesn't flow together at all. Okay, so there's that. So that kind of works, but that comes out of there, that goes sharp to the right. I mean, you got to make it so it passes, and that is a more smooth transition whenever it comes to the roads. But I had to make sure that it, like, I guess I could have brought it up through here, but like I had to separate these. I had to separate them a lot to run that track there. So there's a few things that are just kind of wonky unless I don't know how to use these correctly or whatever. I sort of took the line with the way that it was over here and placed it into a singular bridge to cross over. I think it looks cool. Hopefully you guys too. And I had this little intersection going on that we put together. Wanted to try to keep it 2 lanes coming off of the highway, and going back on, just because I figured that at some point there is going to be a lot of traffic through this. This is going to be a pretty big industrial hub for the city, so I see this being something that will need its own little system going on. But you can place the industrial buildings right inside as well. So if you wanted to come and get some like a little industrial building to sit there, you can do that. I also placed a hospital, a little clinic down inside of it in case anybody got injured while they were on the job here. That just seemed like something correct to do. You can add on the little pieces like you normally would. I didn't know that that was an extra piece that got added there. I don't want to delete that. So-called itself, but it might be something that I do delete there. Yep. So just got a little clinic and stuff that you can place in there. I did have to go ahead and add the electric grid over here because there's no way to get electric to this, especially if you're off in the distance. So this is going to be its own island. That's all a cargo port and stuff over here. So I just had to bring electric to it. It was pretty easy to use, pretty easy to work. And if you didn't have the Ultimate Edition of the game, this is the Ultimate Edition that you would buy now in order to get the Bridges Imports DLC. That way it makes it free. If not, you also have the Waterfront Expansion Pass. That's about $42 or $43. So for $40 more, you'll pretty much get every single DLC in the future. So I just went ahead and dropped the $90 on the game. This is actually one of the industrial signature buildings. This is the Seafarer Shipyard. You'll need a harbor, a cargo harbor, and you'll need a port in order to go ahead and get this and place it down. I'm not sure that this is the exact one that was in the game, because I remember in the game at some point there was something that sat along, I'll pop it up on the screen right now. There was something that sat along the side of the port that looked like it was like a basin or something, or where a ship may have been hiding or being built. I don't see that anywhere in here for you to find it or for you to do anything with it. So even if I open this up here, you got passenger terminal, you got employee canteen, port security, emergency response, large cargo warehouse, the cargo container yards, you got a small tank farm, you got storage yards, and then you got the larger and smaller tank farms. So that piece, I don't know where it's at. Not exactly sure what it would do either. We're about to unlock the auxiliary port gate as we're speaking, which provides additional entry ports to the port area, improving traffic management flexibility. I don't think it's going to be something that we use down here. I tried to make this that it was a flowing one way with the way that this system worked. So everybody that was flowing in worked around and ended up flowing back out the other direction, and these lanes will never cross. So hopefully that works out great. I added in the fish and the oil yards. We're going to start with the fish on a stick. This guy got placed down. You build the pier out from it. I did have an issue with the pier to where it wanted to drop down in the water, so I had to be like very particular about it. In comes one of the boats as we're speaking. We got a net fishing boat. So that is classified as a net fishing boat because there's actually two ways that you can go about this. You can do the open water fish farming area, or you can do the fishing area. So fishing boats gather fish from a fishing area. There's nothing set up out there. This is an open water fish farming area, so there's fish cages and stuff. So if you do this one, which is the fish cages and such, you get this. This is what I have placed down over here. So this is actually more along the lines of stuff floating out in the water. Boat comes over, picks it up from it, takes it back to there. You'll see these purple ships that are floating around. These are super tankers. These super tankers are traveling in between my oil port and our oil platforms. So the oil platform that's sitting out here currently has two ships at it. Is sucking up oil from the bottom of the floor. The ships come out and collect it. They take it back to the inner port over here. One of the things that you're going to notice is that whenever you build this, I did not want to build the port as big as it is, but this is the actual smallest size of the port that you can build. So I had to actually So I actually had to remove a piece of the land over here in order to go ahead and make it so I could fit all the ship routes in this port into this area. So went ahead and placed that down, but that's the way that works. You have the little expansions on this where you can put like the tanks and stuff on it. Has a narrow seaway that comes into it, and you can also do the submersible oil platform, which is the one that the boats go to, or if you don't have room to go ahead and do that, you can actually do a compliant, I don't know why it says compliant, tower oil platform. So the compliant tower oil platform would be if I wanted to grab oil just from right here, I can actually just take this oil line, and from there I would be able to connect it straight into the dock, which you don't need 18 different areas to do that with. You would just bring it right in. Oh, that doesn't work for me. Guess it's gonna have to work though. And once you connect it in, it would just deliver oil straight from it over to. But to my knowledge, I guess not. Okay. You can just do that as far away as you want. I thought for a second that this could only be so far away from my rig. But let me see. I don't know if there is a limit on how far away these go. So if I place that, yeah, that would just give me some more oil and stuff. So you could run the line if you want to that far away, or you could get another one of these that could sit out in the middle of the ocean, such as like right here, and this would allow you some more flexibility, I guess you would say, for the way that this will work. So if you set this here, I guess we would have to turn it off. I understand that it's outside of the city limits, no water. So that's the closest that would go. You gotta make sure that you're not setting these down with anarchy, because they will not work if you're not setting it down with anarchy. So exceed city limits, distance too long. So I guess distance is too long for the port. So that would be anarchy to move it the whole ways away. Because I did do it over there. Yeah, distance too long is what it's saying. So I got those two fields and stuff of oil. They connect back in through. So that was pretty cool. I thought that you were able to do that. The illumination and stuff on these, pretty cool, pretty good. I mean, it's just simplistic stuff that we're going over now. The new boat traffic, the way that everything rolls through, seems like we're having less collisions than what we had before. I have not gotten the chance to try a bridge that opens and closes to the ships crossing the water. There is a few, but they don't seem to be something that I could really go along with, I guess you would say. So if I took I know that we have this 4-lane highway that's right there. If we were to have continued this out over, we would have a bridge that flowed through in water overlapping items. Well, yeah, it has to be in the water overlapping items. So if we place this out here, you would probably get the ability to have that bridge go up and down. I don't know if it has to be so high off the water. Let's see. So that said that it was overlapping items. Exceeds city limits. That's the issue that's given in here. Okay. We're going to need them at some point, so we'll just purchase them now. But I want to see how this works. So we'll take this, we'll bring it over. Guess not. Take this. Yeah, so that is too tight. I don't know if it's because it's the wrong ship route. So let's see if we come over here and we take this smaller ship route. Like that, I think that this is going to work now. So we bring that over. And that gives you the bridge that, so yeah, it just has to be the smaller ship route. And then I'm guessing whenever a ship comes to this, it will just lift this bad boy right up into the air and it will be good to go. That's weird how this is built. That's pretty crazy the way that that's built. That's like a tube system that's holding over the water. But yeah, a boat would come by, this would lift up. I have not tried it yet. I don't think that this is where this bridge is going to sit. So I'm going to get rid of it, unfortunately. I don't think that there's any large bridges for, like, this is a 3-lane highway double deck suspension bridge. So this would have something more along the lines of what I'm going for. So we would have this bridge that would come across. The bottom lane is the lanes that are coming to me. The top lane is the lanes that are going towards the other side. Kind of weird with how it droops in between those sections like that. I don't understand that. Did it think we were turning? Let's try that again. Yeah, it seems to just do that, but that's the way that those are. This might be something that goes along the lines out over here. Morph this into one bridge, and I'm not sure if it's curvable. That was one thing. It is curvable. I know some of these you can't curve, especially the walkway paths. So if you go and do the walkway paths, some of them in here will say curvable and illuminated, curvable and illuminated. These other ones you can't curve, these ones you can. I have not dealt with these for the drawbridge or anything. We really don't have any areas in our city where we would need those. But we could actually go ahead and that is not a pedestrian path. That is a dirt road. But I don't think we want a dirt road here. I mean, that's a little odd. We could possibly do something with that. So let me see. If we have just a normal 2-lane, I don't know if I want something like that. Like, where did that covered bridge come from? 2-lane highway truss arch bridge. 2-lane 2-way truss Vatican. Something like that. What's this? Never seen that before. That's something that didn't come with the update, but that I have never seen that before. 6-lane 2-way continuous arch bridge. Did we have that already? Seems like it's saying that came with the DLC, but it's also not listing a lot of this other stuff that has coming with the DLC. So I'm not too entirely sure. There were supposed to be 6 new bridges. I'm only seeing a listing that shows 2. So I'm thinking the other stuff just isn't highlighted, and this might be one of them. But yeah, overall, this has been done very well. I do enjoy it. There's a lot of stuff that changed with the logistics and the pathfinding with the AI. And I'm thinking that it's going to cause some issues for some people in their cities. I know that there's issues with my city right now. There's a lot more traffic coming in. I'm not sure what's causing the traffic, if I'm 100% honest, because we did not have this traffic before the update. It seems like there's a lot more stuff going on within our industrial area as well. People are moving through here at a obscene rate. So it might be something that they just dealt with in pathfinding, and I hope there's a way to situate it. And I know that there's issues with the garbage piling up and stuff, so that will probably be something that we go over in a future episode. But I wanted to go through and pretty much break down what we had in the DLC and showcase to you guys Toro Canyon. with this new updated DLC on it. If you want to follow through, see how we fix some things in the future, don't forget to subscribe. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I have been Chase. Don't forget to like as well to let me know that you did enjoy the video. If you decide not to comment, subscribe, ring that bell, get notifications for every single time that I release a video. And I thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one where we will continue the build of Toro Canyon. I don't know why I'm getting tongue-tied so much here. But thank you guys. I've been Chase, and I'm out. Peace.